Lexi Hall confirms that Caitlin Clark was ready to play and that the team made the decision.
I missed this so bad. Caitlin Clark's message on her Instagram story. I missed this so bad.
Caitlin said, I missed this so bad. Shout out to Correlation. She stated, I miss it too. Y'all want to know why Caitlin Clark said this?
And this is Caitlin Clark's latest Instagram story. So Caitlin Clark posts, I missed this so bad.
The Fever shut her down. It seems like it was not Caitlin's decision.
2 minutes ago, Caitlin Clark's latest social media post makes one thing crystal clear: she truly wanted to suit up for the Fever. But in a surprising twist, the team chose to part ways with her. Here's the real story behind what went down.
I think it was the organization shutting her down. It sounds like it was the organization shutting her down rather than Caitlin wanting to be shut down. Translation, they shut her down, yeah.
Reports reveal that Caitlin Clark was determined to fight her way back onto the court, but the Fever's management had other plans. Despite clean scans showing nothing alarming, the team shut her down, hinting they no longer saw her as a real asset at this point.
So whatever is wrong with Caitlin is probably a mechanical issue. The team actively shut her down, which means that they don't think she's going to be an asset to this team. Either one or two things. Either they don't think she's going to be an asset to this team right now, or they don't think they have a chance in the playoffs anyway. They don't want to risk her because they're going to lose anyway. If they knew they were going to lose anyway, why did they not tank for a higher draft pick?
Even while Caitlin pushed hard for a return, practicing, running, rehabbing, the organization slammed the door shut. Instead of giving her a chance to prove herself, the team simply decided she was done.
If you are an organization and you are not letting a player play, that is the quickest way. I mean this, especially when she's doing 5-on-0, she's doing rehab, she's running. When you're not letting her compete in any way, like not even in a limited role, you're just saying no, you're done, and not even letting her try. Not even letting her try to get back, see if she can be ready for the playoffs, see if she can, they've shut her down 10 days before the end of the regular season. Why not let her keep going for 10 more days, see how she can do coming into the playoffs? Because they deem the distraction, whatever it is, of trying to reintegrate Caitlin.
The Fever front office, led by Stephanie White, claimed their decision was about protecting Caitlin's long-term health. But reports say doctors had already cleared her, raising questions about why the team still kept her on the sidelines.
Wanted to come back. Word on the street, front office, even Stephanie White said it down in Phoenix. She stated, we are worried about the long-term health of Caitlin Clark. That has been the topic. That has been all they worried about. The long-term health of Caitlin Clark, which I'm all for the long-term health, but you got to be a player-first organization.
Caitlin's Instagram post, I miss this so bad, hit even harder once fans realized she never wanted to be sidelined. Despite her readiness to return, the Fever made the call for her, treating her more like property than a player with a choice.
Because Caitlin Clark never wanted to sit out. Caitlin Clark wanted to come back. Caitlin Clark wanted to come back, and they're treating her like she's property. That's what the Indiana Fever is doing. She's their property now. And since Caitlin Clark can have the say on whether she can play basketball or not, which is completely damn me ridiculous, utterly ridiculous.
Coach Stephanie White told the public the team had simply run out of time to bring Caitlin back safely. But for many, that explanation felt like a cover-up, especially since Caitlin was already grinding in practice and showing clear signs she was ready.
And using Caitlin Clark for money and using her fans. Stephanie White has been exposed. Let's take a listen to what Stephanie White had to say. And we still have other people in media, and I'm going to play the video of them trying to cover up the tracks of Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever. This is nasty.
Teammates said Caitlin had already ramped up and was prepared to go, but the Fever ruled her out anyway. To fans, it looked less like a medical decision and more like the team deliberately controlling her return.
Caitlin Clark was ready to go. These people are lying to us, man. It is a work. The Indiana Fever ruled her out, and they knew they were going to rule her out, but they dragged their feet to keep the fans in tune. That is what they did. They could have announced that she was done a long time ago.
At the end of the day, it feels like the team made the call to shut Caitlin down. Whether or not Steph truly wanted her back, the outcome was the same. Caitlin Clark wasn't going to return, no matter how badly she wanted it.
So it sounds like the team shut her down. Steph doesn't want her back. I don't necessarily believe this. I also don't necessarily think she wants to win without Caitlin, because I don't think she wins without Caitlin. At the end of the day, shut her down and called her injury a blessing in disguise. Thought it was a blessing in disguise. There's disappointment, that's not what we said early on, not a blessing in disguise anymore, because you got 3 blessings after saying it. Considering they've been talking about long-term health since July, it seems like the team decided they were shutting her down regardless of how she was progressing.
Caitlin Clark was deep into her ramp-up process and would have been 100% ready for at least one playoff game. Even if the Fever got swept, she was prepared to suit up, but the team flat out said no.
Is going to harm this team. And Caitlin Clark is in the ramp-up process. She 100% would have been ready for one of the playoff games. Even if they get swept, she 1,000,000% would have been ready. But the Fever chose no. And we gotta discuss it, because does the Fever want Caitlin Clark? And I've been saying this all year.
She's not just showing up for treatment, she's showing up for the team. Caitlin stays present, cracking jokes, bringing energy, and staying locked in with the group. It would have been easy to just rehab and leave, but instead, she stayed engaged every step of the way.
But it goes on to say, but she comes in and is part of the team and part of the group. She's there. We know she's there. She knows, she shows up, makes smiles, make jokes. It would be really easy to just come in and do the treatment and not be happy, not be a happy person, but she's a happy person through it all. We're really grateful for Caitlin Clark.
Some fans couldn't even celebrate the Fever clinching a playoff spot. They were too caught up in the idea that if Caitlin wasn't playing, then the team had to lose just so their point could be proven.
People really crashed out after Indiana secured a spot in the playoff yesterday on Sunday. There were people who were upset. I'm talking about people who have said they are Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans. They couldn't allow themselves to enjoy the moment because they didn't want the moment to come, because they're so consumed with this whole mindset that, well, if Caitlin's not in it, then they win. Those people over there win.
Caitlin Clark's latest Instagram story, "I Miss This," so bad, spoke volumes about her love for the game. For fans, it was a clear signal that she's still itching to be on the court, even while stuck on the sidelines.
Kind of expecting Caitlin to probably be playing a little bit of basketball in the offseason. Again, apologies, lads, for the lower voice. This is Mick ASMR's Hoops at this stage, but this is Caitlin Clark's latest Instagram story. So Caitlin Clark posts, "I miss this so bad."
Caitlin Clark's emotional Instagram story, "I Miss This So Bad," struck a chord with fans. It was a raw reminder of just how deeply she misses being on the court and how much the game truly means to her.
Who's also missing playing basketball. I mean, she posted this, and it's the kind of thing that just hits you a little bit in the feels, right? I miss this so bad. Caitlin Clark's message on her Instagram story. I miss this so bad.
Reports made it clear it wasn't Caitlin who chose to sit out. It was the Fever who shut her down. She wanted to return, but the team said no, leaving fans questioning why she was really kept off the court.
And a lot of the rumors were, Caitlin decided she didn't want to come back this season, and it was Caitlin's team, and the Fever, they didn't try to mislead us. Caitlin was trying to come back, and the Fever shut her down. It seems like it was not Caitlin's decision. That Caitlin was going to try fight to come back, and the Fever just said no.
Once again, Caitlin took to Instagram with just 4 words, "I miss this so bad." That short post was enough to spark speculation that she was ready to return, but the organization wasn't letting it happen.
Caitlin said, "I miss this so bad." Shout out to Correlation. She stated, "I miss it too." Y'all want to know why Caitlin Clark said this? Because Caitlin Clark never wanted to sit out. Caitlin Clark wanted to come back. Caitlin Clark wanted to come back, and they're treating her like she's property.
Teammate Lexi Hull confirmed that Caitlin Clark was ready to go, but the Fever still chose to keep her out. For fans, it only reinforced the belief that the team blocked her return, despite her being prepared.
Lexi Hall confirms that Caitlin Clark was ready to play and that the team made the decision to keep her out while she was ready to play. This is a sabotage job, you guys. Flat out, point blank, period.
Media voices emphasize just how much Caitlin matters. Caitlin Clark is the league. That made it even clearer how damaging it was for both the Fever and the WNBA to sideline her when she was eager to play.
Anybody that wants to argue this, you're off your rocker. Caitlin Clark is the league.
Ooh, stir the pot, Colin. Stir the pot. You cooking right now. You are cooking. You keeping it extra real.
I don't know what the ratings are. I haven't read them, but I know last year with Caitlin Clark, I would, if the game was on, I would drive home making a point. Hey, when's that game on?
I would watch it on my phone in the car. So
yes.
You could listen, not watch, I'm driving, but you could listen to it in the car.
Yeah.
We've been clear from the start, Caitlin's long-term health and wellness come first. To compete at this time of year, she needed to reach a certain level, and simply put, we ran out of time to get her there.
And I think we've all been very open and upfront with her long-term health and wellness is the most important thing. To be in a position that you need to be in to play at this time of the year, we just ran out of time to get her there.
They strung her along, telling Caitlin she could train and ramp up, all while knowing they'd rule her out anyway. It came off like they were encouraging her to fight for a return, but never actually planning to let her play.
Because they just strung her along, they misled her and said, you know what, we're going to let you train. We're going to let you try to ramp up, even though we're going to rule you out anyway. No matter how close you get, we're going to rule you out anyway. And they were apparently trying to encourage Caitlin to try to come back while also not letting her play. We had to actually talk about this because if the Indiana Fever, it seems like they knew they weren't going to let Caitlin Clark come back.
She's not in our film room sessions. And remember, this came out before it was officially announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't be returning. The article was published on August 30th.
She stated, she just continued to show up every day. She is not in our film room sessions. She is not in our film room sessions. Mind you, this has came out before it was announced that Caitlin Clark was not coming back. This came out August the 30th. August the 30th, this article came out, guys. Y'all understand, August the 30th, this article came out. Caitlin Clark has not been in a film room session. Shout out to Lexi.
There's a growing narrative that if the Fever win without Caitlin, it somehow proves the team doesn't actually need her to succeed.
There's the narrative out there. And I warned you before the season even started. There's the narrative out there that if Caitlin's team wins without her, then the team doesn't need Caitlin Clark to win.
It was never about Caitlin's desire to play. It was about the organization's call. From the top down, the decision was made. She wasn't going to take the court again this season.
But ain't nobody switching their day around to watch the Indiana Fever minus Caitlin Clark. I know I'm not, man. I'm going to root for the Indiana Fever. I am. I don't wish nothing. I don't wish them bad or none of that. I want them to go as far as they can go. Now, do I think they're going to go that far without Caitlin Clark? Man, hell no.
Caitlin Clark was ready and eager to play, but the organization shut her down. No matter how much progress she made or how close she got, the final call from the team was still a firm no.
Caitlin Clark is number 3. That's crazy. We want to see. Had Caitlin not got hurt, she would have passed that. Kelsey Mitchell passed herself. And now Tamika Catchings, man. Shout out to him. Indy wins. Thus concludes this goddamn hell of a season. And that's exactly what I said, man.
Weeks before the announcement, the Fever had already decided Caitlin Clark wouldn't return. Even as she kept preparing and training, the call to shut her down had been made long in advance.
Of the WNBA was to increase attendance. Now, the WNBA increased attendance with Caitlin Clark. Ain't no doubt about it. WNBA increased attendance with Angel Reese. To the extent that Kathy Engelbert wanted to continue the tradition between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Even the fans are split some, back the Indiana Fever, while many follow purely for Caitlin Clark. Her absence made one thing clear. Her individual fan base is even stronger than the team's.
See, People are Indiana Fever fans and people are Caitlin Clark fans. And I'm here to tell you guys, you see that 22 back there? I am a Caitlin Clark fan. If Caitlin goes to Europe, guess what? John the Liquidator will be going to Europe. That's how it is when it comes to CC. Now, I am here to tell you, Caitlin Clark has let her frustrations be known.
Headlines out of Baltimore told the story fans weren't packing the arena for the home team. They came to see Caitlin Clark. And when she couldn't play, it only highlighted how much her presence fuels attendance and excitement.
Road crowds in Baltimore supporting the other team. And this is a headline in the Washington Post. In Baltimore, the fans come out in droves to see Caitlin Clark not play. And that kind of says it all. I mean, look, that game is not moved to a bigger arena if it's not the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark.
Critics have even labeled the situation a sabotage job, accusing the Fever of hiding details and misleading fans. The result? A hit to the trust between the franchise and Caitlin's loyal supporters.
This is bad, y'all. This is very, very bad. The Indiana Fever are having a tough time covering the tracks to the dirty, dirty games they played and screwing over the fans and sabotaging Caitlin Clark this season.
Lexi Hull confirmed Caitlin was ready, yet she remained sidelined. For fans, it was proof the team deliberately kept her out, leaving many feeling misled and deceived.
Lexi Hall confirms that Caitlin Clark was ready to play and that the team made the decision to keep her out while she was ready to play. This is a sabotage job, you guys. Flat out, point blank, period.
Without Caitlin Clark, WNBA viewership slipped fast. Commentators and networks alike noted how the league felt diminished without its biggest star on the floor.
WNBA is looking like a complete joke right now. You guys fumbled the biggest star in basketball right now in Caitlin Clark. Kathy Engelberg has been a flat out moron through this whole thing, pretending like she does not have a refereeing problem. You see all of these damn injuries, and now the biggest star in your league is out.
One analyst put it plainly, Caitlin Clark is the league. Her absence wasn't just a setback for the Fever. It was a blow to the entire WNBA, underscoring just how crucial she is to the sport's growth.
You notice I didn't talk about it this year? Yeah. It's not because I suddenly disliked the league. I thought it was growing. Anybody that wants to argue this, you're off your rocker. Caitlin Clark is the league.
Ooh, stir the pot, Colin. Stir the pot. You cooking right now.
From everything that's come out, the Fever's decision wasn't really about Caitlin's health. It was about moving forward without her, no matter how much progress she made.
But nonetheless, the Indiana Fever clinched the playoff berth. But do you really care? You ain't got to say it out loud. Just ask yourself, man. You can lie to other people, man. Don't lie to yourself. Because I'm not going to lie to myself. I really don't give a damn.
No matter how badly she wanted to play, the Fever made it clear Caitlin Clark's return wasn't part of their plan. The decision reflected the team's agenda, not her wishes.
Her point guard in the season, Kelsey Mitchell, has passed up Tamika Catching with 20 points. So Kelsey Mitchell averaged 20 points for the whole 2025 season. Caitlin Clark is number 3. That's crazy with 1 season. Had Caitlin not got hurt, she would have passed that.
Weeks before the season's end, it was already clear the Fever had no plans to bring Caitlin Clark back. She trained, she pushed, she put in the work. But the organization shut her down anyway.
I mean, they love the Indiana Fever, but it's not the same feeling if Caitlin Clark doesn't get it right. The Indiana Fever have been through ups and downs with Stephanie White. Stephanie White has done a 180-degree swing around to we can't do anything right, this right, Caitlin's this, Kate can't do this, can't do that. Stephanie White even went to the extent.
With no full practices, Caitlin Clark hasn't been able to fully ramp up, and regardless of her desire to play, the team has no intention of letting her return. She was on track to be ready for the playoffs, but the Fever's answer was still no. The solution the Fever landed on? Make Caitlin Clark inactive, pull the plug completely. Every win belongs to the team. Every loss does too, yet people acted as if Caitlin wasn't even needed.
Because they've had the opportunity to play with her before, And they have learned and they have grown. And also, some people just are skilled players, right? They're professional basketball players. Doesn't mean that Caitlyn's not important to the team.
And this is Caitlin Clark's latest Instagram story. So Caitlin Clark posts, "I missed this so bad."
For one of the playoff games, even if they get swept, she 1,000,000% would have been ready. But the Fever chose no.
Because Lexi didn't know. She just stating what she just stating the real. She ain't in on the fuckery. Lexi is not in on the fuckery that they be on. She just stating what's happening is crazy because everybody missed this.
The Fever clearly didn't want Caitlin Clark on the court this season. She showed her hunger to play, but the team made their decision. What do you think? Was it fair to shut her down? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates.